I don't like that shirt. What?
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted you to think I froze.
Oh.
Good evening, everybody else.
What's going on, everybody?
Podcast back. Man, one of the most exciting times of the year. First game's coming up. We got
Cannot wait. Yeah.
Hold
on. Before
birthday.
You're right. Before we continue, you said obviously we got the first game Saturday. So I do my ritual, my game ritual every week. I tell Sydney, my wife, I tell her on Monday what time we're playing Saturday. I tell her on Wednesday what time we're playing Saturday. I tell her Friday what time we're playing Saturday. And guess what happens Saturday? She makes sure she's playing. Yes. I said, I told you all throughout the week, just so you know, 6 p.m. Saturday night, I'm occupied. Yeah. So
mine is different because I definitely tell Britt when the game is.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember until after the first touchdown or I yell. The game is on?
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, I said 6 and 6:20. But you didn't tell me it started. I said, okay. Didn't realize.
Come on now.
Public address for the whole place. So
yeah.
All right. You got your first ones. Cat Pool, Roll Tide, Cat. Yes, definitely.
Good evening, Cat. Thank you for joining us as always. Loyal listener. Appreciate you.
Lady Alpha giving us a Roll Tide. Happy International Dog Day, everyone.
Shout out to Randy.
I don't know if that's like true or if that's a Georgia thing. So
well, no, I don't think it's a Georgia thing because he put DOG, not DAWG.
Okay.
So I guess it is International Dog Day.
Big Mike. Well, we'll come back to Big Mike. Let's get the guest on, and then we'll come back to him.
Yes.
All right, Raj. First guest. First up, Raj. Despite not even playing in the NFL, he's been drafted first in several fantasy football mock drafts already.
Ooh.
Yeah. Interesting. Yes. James Bond, James Brown, Jason Bourne, all named after him.
Okay.
And one of the top 5 finalists for Podcast of the Year.
Okay.
Sports Talk with JB. JB in the house. How
we doing JB?
Hey! Y'all caught me while I'm on the phone.
he was probably on the phone with Obama. Yeah.
No. Maybe that popular.
Tom Brady. Just Tom Brady. That's all.
I know it.
One of the goats. What's up, fellas?
Man,
we're doing fantastic, man. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Y'all had me backstage like I'm a guest or something, man. Come on, man.
Nah, you're family. You family, man.
Like I'm a guest.
We're sorry, man. You gotta
because you have to get an intro.
Yeah.
And you popped in like 30 seconds before we went on air. Let's be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
You got me.
Nah, man. You know we got to give you an intro, show your love before you start out. That's the only reason, man. So let's bring on our second person because it's the same with him, man. He's been more like family to us too, just like you. So with as much as we get you guys on, but we feel like we still got to give the intros until we get to that point, I guess. But
yeah.
Right,
let me get the drum roll. Go ahead.
One of his pregame rituals, he beats up Marvin Constant before every game.
Hold on. Do you realize said he does something with Marvin Constant every time you introduce him? It's the arm wrestling.
If you watch the show, Marvin Constant be trying to give him heck every week. So
all right. Got you.
Brothers with glasses, we got to stick together. You know, ever since
I hear you.
Yeah, we got to stick together, Raj. Ohio State tried to flip him this past week, but he declined their offer. It was a
smart
huge
man.
offer,
Smart man.
Mm-hmm. And Taylor JB, he's up for Sports Writer of the Year, one of the top 5 finalists.
Oh yeah.
Steven M, sir, how are we doing today?
Yeah. I think you're muted.
Doing great, guys. Herb, I will try not to titter after that intro.
Oh, wow. Wow. We haven't even reached the 5-minute mark, and he's already getting it in. Wow. Okay.
The real Stephen Smith.
Yes,
What's going on?
Stephen, how are you? How you doing, man?
Man, it's been great, man. Got a chance to hear a lot from the players today. And, of course, tomorrow you got the assistant coaches before, game day Saturday. I know the fans have had so many questions about coaches in the booth versus coaches on the field. We got the answer to that question on Monday. Very exciting time right now.
Yes, I agree.
I
agree.
I like
Awesome.
Real quick, before we get into some more stuff, we got to give a quick shout out to our boy Mike.
Yes, Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Happy birthday, man.
Mikey.
Happy birthday, Big Mike, man. Been instrumental, man, on the show. Especially taking over all our graphics and posting stuff, because I think he posted more in a week than Roger and I have the whole time we've been here. Yeah. Man, we really appreciate it. You've been helping.
We appreciate you, Mike.
Stuff out, man.
Mike,
real quick story. When I first met Big Mike, we met at a restaurant, man. I got there was about 30 people surrounding him. He was signing autographs. He was kissing babies. Like, I basically had to wait in line just to hang out with this man. So, Mike, definitely appreciate you, man. And I hope you're having an amazing birthday.
Of course.
Right, so we'll get the other stats out the way. Off season, I agree, Kat. And this was like one of the more, I don't know. It just seemed like a lot more was going on this off season than it had.
It seemed like it was a little bit longer. Ever since January 10th occurred, man. It was just a long off season. There was a lot of unknown. But I kind of feel like, and I don't know if I speak for everybody, but I kind of feel like we're kind of reaching around the corner. We're like, okay, it's time. It's time to see that new present under the Christmas tree. What is this present going to look like? And we're just excited about it. Can't wait.
I just feel like after the second scrimmage, the offseason was over for me. After the second scrimmage, when folks was talking about how physical that thing was, I'm like, okay, summer's over. We're back to football. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is ominous. He needs to text us. Well, Randy got the number. Bring it on. JB get some love. Yes, like he said, the real Stephen Smith. And then
one thing about Steven, he gonna bring that deacon chair with him every show he on.
Look, man, you know what? You know what, man? It ain't a show without the chair, man. Gotta have the chair. Gotta have the chair.
It's become a staple. It's become a staple with you.
It's become a staple, man.
What's the chair's name? I know you got a. What's the chair's name, man? What you got to have a name for that? Man, Don the deacon chair. Don the chair, man. Don the chair.
Oh
my goodness.
All right, so two minor things real quick to get out the way before we really get into just Alabama stuff. I guess y'all saw the news. NCAA is thinking about dropping the spring transfer portal window. So that is something that's in the air. So you basically would have that time in December, and that was it. First initial thoughts, if you had thought about it or if you hadn't seen it or either one.
I think it's kind of weird to drop the spring portal. I get why you would do it to stop all the commotion that happens, but I still think it'd be kind of weird because you think about that. If that would have happened this past spring, Bama doesn't get Damani Jackson. Bama also doesn't get Keon Saab. So I feel like that's kind of weird to drop that because during that time is when you get a lot of high-profile players kind of early, especially with your influx of freshmen. Huh?
Don't you still get Saab though because his coach left? So wouldn't he still be able to? And it's just
true. You would.
Yeah.
But to your point, I saw the point of it because it was after spring games. Yeah. And I think that was the last chance for somebody to say, like, if I'm going to stay here or not. So that was my first thought on it, why it would be interesting. So, JB, I think, were you about to say something?
No, I was saying, I don't know how I feel about it because they need to do something with it anyway. Either you drop it or you put a stricter time limit on it. Because if you got guys in the portal for a certain amount of time, and they should be able to know, let's say you get 3 weeks in the portal. You should be able to know where you're going to go in 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in the instance where your coach leaves, you have that, 30-day period where you can transfer out. They should shorten that as well. You got 30 days. So you pretty much holding the coach that comes in hostage for 30 days. You can decide on that 29th day. And I feel like it's not right because if you decide, you take 29 days to decide if you're going to leave this school and go somewhere else, you're holding up progress with the team that you're leaving because they can't replace you at that time. So it's all weird, man. I think they just need to get it together this next offseason. Right now, I'm ready for football. After that, they need to get it together.
Yeah.
Same here, yeah.
And Randy, I know why this one is there, because of, early signing period or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. The December one is so poorly, placed. It's like the NCAA wants us to care about the bowl games, but then they put the transfer window right before the bowl games where a lot of guys are going to leave, before their team plays. So I don't even get what they're trying to do with it. So I agree with that one too as well. Yeah, Kat, it is. It's tough because all you're trying to figure out is what kind of team you're going to have. If you don't,
they have to do something to amend the whole situation in general. Kind of to JB's point, because I mean, with all the transfer portal madness going on nowadays, you really don't know what type of team you have until hopefully around summertime. You know what I'm saying? And even if players make it there and they don't transfer, then they might not want to be there anyway. So they have to put some sort of restrictions on there. And I remember I forgot who it was who mentioned that. Even as far as recruiting and going on visits and things like that, if you commit to a program, you should not be going, and they should have some sort of rule that you can't go on any more visits. As simple as that. Like if you made up your mind and you're committed to that program, don't say, well, no, I still want to go here. I still want to go. No, you don't. No. Just stay on social media. You can take a look at what they're doing on social media, but if your mind is here, you need to be here. Simple as that.
It's like asking somebody to marry you, but then still going on dates until
still going on dates. Yeah. Hey,
exactly.
Just like Steven's boy Antonio Coleman. You commit to Bama, but then you go to the Auburn Tiger Fest or whatever they had.
Exactly. What's the whole point of that?
From now on, JB, don't put my name with his name on. Do not put my name with him.
You vouch for him, Steven.
I did vouch for him. I did, and now I've been spurned for doing it. So this I don't like that.
Yeah. Oh, Luke Mix. Thank you, Kat, for putting that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. The second other minor piece. Who all watched the FSU game and how quickly?
Boy! I could not wait to talk. I was waiting for this. After the game ended, I was like, man, I can't wait till Tuesday night.
You want to give your first thoughts?
DJU is not it, bro. Unless you're trying to throw the ball over the middle, DJU is not it. But first and foremost, I got to give some love to my guy, Brent Key, former offensive line coach at Alabama.
Yep.
He took that tough, rugged mentality to the Rambling Wreck. What a job Georgia Tech did. And this is an indictment on Jimbo Fisher. He can't develop a quarterback to save his life. He had Haynes King at Texas A&M, couldn't do nothing with him. Then he comes to Georgia Tech, and Brent Key, who's an offensive line guy, not a quarterback guy, Brent Key does better with him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a good point. They just, And it was funny. Last week we said Florida State we thought could win the ACC, but none of us believed in DJU.
I did. I did. Game. I mean, I've been highly critical. Herb knows this. He can attest to this. I've been highly critical of him ever since he was at Clemson, to be honest with you. I didn't, and I understand by him jumping into Clemson, he had big shoes to fill after Trevor Lawrence was gone, but he just didn't fit the part. I think the only thing that he's really had going with him is his size. Everybody always talks about it before the game. He's 6'5", 250, 260, whatever. That's cool, but he can't throw the ball. He'll overthrow you. He'll underthrow you. If he does complete a pass, it's usually behind the receiver. The receiver's doing the majority of the work. With that being said, obviously Florida State's a step down from Jordan Travis. So I guess, and this is a question I kind of wanted to hold to tonight, but at what point does Mike Norvell start looking at the backup QB and say, hey, do we need to make changes? Is it still too early? I know it's only been one game, and I get it, but we've seen DJU for years. It's not getting any better. He has not really progressed at all. So what does he do about that? Does he go ahead and say, hey, let's try somebody else against Boston College, or do we go with DJU again and hope and pray for the best?
If they lose against Boston College, I think it's time to get them up out of there. It's time to pull them early. You can't wait. You can't go 0-2 out the gate and then still have faith in DJU, who's on his third team in 3 years. How can you have faith in a quarterback who's on his third team in 3 years where he hasn't done absolutely anything in his college career, if you look at it? as a whole. He hasn't done anything. And he came in as a 5-star with Bryce Young.
With Bryce Young. They
was saying he was better than Bryce Young. Bryce is on his second year in the NFL, being the number one draft pick. You on your third team trying to hold a starting position. It's no comparison. And I think if he don't get it together, this is his last stop. If he don't get it together right here at Florida State, he's either going to be working at Audi's or doing Uber.
I'm gonna say this, and this right here is major on Florida State because if you think about it, aside from the Bobby Bowden era, when has Florida State been relevant enough to where you talk about them as a legit team that can win a championship? You have not. And this has been a Florida State program that has been trying to get away from the ACC. Now you get a card carrier of the ACC that just out-physicaled you, beat you down, and won. Everybody in the ACC is laughing at Florida State right now. Mm-hmm. Florida State's becoming a joke. And the reason why they're a joke, they overhype themselves. Everybody this whole summer, man, Florida State, man, look at FSU. Oh, they got them 5 transfers from Alabama. Look at them. And you got stomped to death by Georgia Tech. So this is not good for Florida State, right? It's not like DJU for himself going to have to do something because, as JB mentioned, you don't do something against Boston College, you're going to be looking for you in the spot.
Yeah. And hey, Rex, appreciate you chiming in on both the DJU things. And I think if Oregon State had a home, I think he might have stayed there.
Yeah, I think that's why he left Oregon State. Yeah,
he did look better at Oregon State than he did Clemson. So,
all
right, let's move into some Bama talk. We'll start off with just kind of the state of the roster. Start with you, Stephen M. On the offensive side. How are you kind of feeling? Where's the letter grade you would give them as an overall group? Where you kind of start that with there?
Okay, so the offensive roster.
Are you letting this happen, Raj?
I that's my wife. Appreciate you, boo.
Oh, Cowboy, what?
She's a Dallas Cowboys fan, so.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Bless her, Jesus. Bless her, Lord.
Bless the Lord.
Now, back to this offense. I like this offense. For the coaching staff, it's an A grade for me. Kalen DeBoer, we know what he can do offensively. Nick Sheridan, Jamarcus Shepard, Chris Kaplovich. We know what these guys can do coaching-wise, offensively. The quarterback position, Milroe is as confident now as I've ever seen him. Got a chance to talk to him today. He looks at Nick Sheridan. He's like, man, football is fun for me again because of Nick Sheridan, because of Kalen DeBoer. And that just tells you when you have a Bill O'Brien that didn't want you from the get-go, and when you have a Tommy Rees who brought over his quarterback from Notre Dame, and then you go to a Nick Sheridan who wants you, and a Kalen DeBoer who wants you, Jalen Milroe is about to take his game to a completely different level. I'm excited to see this. I think the backup is Ty Simpson. Ty has transformed greatly this offseason. God forbid something happened to Milroe. But if you were in that situation, I have no doubt Ty Simpson can come in here and run this offense. The running back room is stacked from top to bottom. And it's not just Justice and Jam. Richard Young going to show a lot of people what's up. Richard Young is going to show a lot of people what's up. You may get some spot play from Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley and then keep them with that red shirt going into the spring. But we'll see what happens. This wide receiver room, you got some track stars out here. It's going to be fun to watch these guys. Your main three going to be Prentice, Germinator, and K-Law. But Ryan Williams is going to rotate in there with K-Law at the X. E-Man is going to get some reps in there with Germ at Z. Caleb Odom's going to be thrown in there. Keep your eyes on Cole Adams in the slot. He'll kind of rotate in there with Prentice. So it's going to be a lot. Rico Scott's going to get in there too. It's going to be a lot of wide receiver action in there. Offensive line, the only thing is going to be who takes it, that right tackle spot between Formby and Pritchett. I think Formby ultimately grabs it, but they're going to play both game one against Western Kentucky. tight end spot after C.J. Dupree. Danny Lewis Jr. came alive throughout camp. Him, Josh Cuevas, I like both of those two. Robbie Oott, still kind of your H-back type of guy that can catch the ball in the red area, run some routes also. But I think offensively, Kalen DeBoer's got something. I'm giving it an A right now. They're going to shock a lot of people by the variety of which they can score. Not just them scoring, but the variety in how they score. And then also watch the balance of this group. They're going to be able to run the football the way they want to. They're going to be able to run the football as well as stretch it downfield.
No, I agree with you. JB, I know that's a tough act to follow. You have anything to add as far as that, or any other?
Man, I follow Steven every Saturday on Talking Bama, man.
Our bad. That's our bad. Our bad. We should have went.
No, you good. Hey, so Steven always has the great points. He always has it. Let me focus on. You want my grade for the offense, or you want me to talk about the defense a little bit?
You're gonna do both. So if you want to give your grade for the offense first, and then we'll get these two questions, and then you'll start the defense.
Yeah, well, I got to give it an A, but I'm gonna go A- because I want to actually see how Milroe progresses with his first, second, third reads. Right. I want to see it. You know what I'm saying, in real action. And Western Kentucky, they're gonna test us. They're gonna blitz. They're gonna send some exotic packages because that's what they do. I had a kid that played at Western Kentucky that I watched grow up, Kendrick Simpkins. He's no longer there. That's good for Bama because he was the best hitter from the secondary position on that team. Had 7.5 sacks last season. He's over at Baylor right now. So They lost a lot on that team, Western Kentucky. But I think they will still give us a good fight early on. We'll pull away. But I would like to see Milroe go through his reads. I would like to see him not panic, like don't hold the ball too long and then take off. Make a decision. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, take off, or 1, 2, 3, hit the man. So that's why I say A-. But defense, I want to say
hold up, real quick, some turnovers. Before you get into that, let's get Mike, the starters on the offensive line. How are we on depth?
The O-line depth.
Okay. Depth in the offensive line. Depth is good. Jaden Roberts will go this week. He'll play. Jaden Roberts got banged up the back half of the week of back half of the time of fall camp, but he'll play. He's practiced this week. Depth-wise, you got my man Geno Vanmark. He'll get in there at guard, so Geno will get in there. You got Rock Montgomery who will get in there. You've got Onlase Nanin will get in there. He'll get some work in there. Naquil Bertrand, the transfer from Texas A&M, who had a very good fall camp, he'll be somehow worked in there. So the depth is strong on the offensive line. Nobody sustained any major crazy injury. Once again, Jaden Roberts got a bit banged up, and that's why Geno Vandermark got the majority of the reps there at right guard to finish out fall camp. But according to Kang on the board, Jaden is practicing this week. He practiced today, practiced Monday. So week game Saturday, Jaden will be out there on the field at right guard.
Okay. Question for you, Steven. Who's at right tackle? Who started?
Right tackle right now. If I had to put a guess on it, I think Formby trots out there first, and he'll get the first reps. He'll get the first series is out there, and then after they look at Formby, okay, now let's look at Pritchett. They'll put Pritchett out there to see. Can he play up to that same par? Or at that point, do they go, okay, Pritchett, that was nice, but we're going to go with Formby from here on out. Both are going to play, but I think if I had to guess which one would trot out there first for those first series, I would go Formby.
Okay.
Like it. And this was a Ryan Williams with Jeremiah Smith question. I don't know, but just because you asked it, I'm rooting against Jeremiah Smith for the rest of the year. So, I don't want him to get injuries. I just want him to drop everything.
I think it's just going to be dependent on how much, we actually see of Ryan Williams this season. So with that being said, I'm assuming that Jeremiah Smith might have more production, probably because he's going to have more touches on the ball. But you know, it's just going to see. I mean, I'm assuming we almost might see Ryan Williams this Saturday if once we build up that lead. You know, what I'm saying the same with the South Florida game.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean,
you know.
You got two ballers in Smith and Williams. The thing with Ryan's going to be not only as a receiver, but keep in mind he was fielding punts in fall camp too.
Mm-hmm.
So he may be used on punt return. Now, is he the guy that I want used on punt return? No, that guy's Jalen Mbakwe.
No, yeah.
That's who I want to see on punt return. But Ryan has been back there fielding punts, moving around back there. So we'll see how DeBoer and special teams coach Jay Nunez, how they do that. Okay. But Ryan has been back there fielding punts.
Sound good.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
All right, JB, you want to kick us off with the defense?
Yeah. So defense, I'm a little concerned because of this is the first time I was playing in the 4-2-5, new coordinators, new coaches all over the defense, and a fairly young secondary. But in this particular game, we need some pressure on TJ Finley. We need to get TJ Finley out of that pocket. We need to get him on the ground. We need him to be picking himself up off the ground. And we need turnovers. I want to see turnovers, 3-4 turnovers, because we need to get back to getting the ball, being ball hawks again, like that old Bama defense used to be. We used to get those turnovers, go get the belt and celebrate. We didn't do that a lot last year. We need to get turnovers, and we need to have impact on defense, and that'll lead to easy scores on offense and more possessions for our offense. So I want to see the defense. If I had to grade it right now, I'm going to go B because I need to see that. That is the question mark of this team.
Yeah. And is A-Day affecting your grade? Sorry, Raj.
No, you're good. You're good.
Is that affecting your grade at all, the memory of that, or have you kind of moved on from that?
No, it's the newness. It's the newness of the whole scheme. And, you know, of course, we lost Caleb Downs. I know we got Keon Saul, we got Malachi, but come on, Raj, you know it. I mean, we lose impact players, but it really starts with the front seven, really, or the front. The front is what it starts with. Yeah. So I want to see them make an impact, so it won't be so hard on the young guys in the back. They have to cover guys for 5 to 7 seconds. It's hard to cover guys that long.
Speaking of the front four, have y'all been hearing good things about LT Overton? I kind of almost forgot that name. I remember when he transferred over from A&M, but what have y'all heard about him?
Dude's a dog. I mean, flat dog. I mean, he and Jamarian Latham are in that bandit field side defensive end role. It's fun watching both of those two. It is fun watching both of those two. Kane Womack can't say enough about the job that LT has done. And LT was not developed at A&M. He's got to Alabama, and Freddie Roach and Jamie Mosley have developed this dude. This dude is ready to prove something. And when I look at this defense, guys, starting off with Western Kentucky, I look at the defensive tackle position. This is a big game for those guys. When you talk about Tim Keenan, Otis, Tim Smith, Damon Payne, James Smith, those 5 in particular, if they hit that pocket and they collapse that pocket and TJ Finley cannot breathe in that pocket, they're going to force him out. And once you force him out, then there's the speed of Keon Keeley. There's the speed of Overton. There's the speed of Justin Jefferson. There's the speed of Jihad Campbell coming to take your head off. So that's going to be the thing here. Can the interior guys collapse that pocket to where you suffocate Finley, to where you can either bring him down from the inside or at the very least push him out to where that speed can really, really challenge him?
I agree.
Good point, Steve.
What's your grade for the defense going into it, Steven?
My grade for the defense, I agree with JB on the B, and the reason why, first and foremost, you got Pete Golden out, right? So anytime you get Pete Golden out, that's improvement. That's major improvement. So now you bring in Kane Womack. Yes, the 4-2-5 is different, but what's good about it is he and his dad, who's been an SEC coach for decades, he and his dad worked on this, perfected this thing. And then the conversations that Womack has even had with Nick Saban. So you have your dad and the greatest to ever do it both influencing you. Womack has no reason but to excel. He has no reason but to excel. You go back to his time at South Alabama as a head coach, his defense has improved each year at South Alabama. And so what did Kane mention this week? He feels back in his element, guys, as a play caller again. He didn't get a chance to call the plays. So now he gets to call the plays again? This guy has been sitting on some stuff he's been wanting to unleash for a long time, and now he gets to do it. It's going to be fun to watch.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
I like it. I like
Cannot
it.
wait.
All right,
Cannot
before we
wait.
go into a little bit more, how about each one of y'all give us a player to watch, or maybe a player you're particularly interested in, either side of the ball. We'll start with JB since he usually has to go second. Just somebody, and it could be, it doesn't have to be starters, whatever, maybe just somebody who particularly catches your interest, or however you want to phrase it going into this next year.
I want to watch Quay Russo. I want to watch Quay. He's from the Gump. I'm from the Gump, hometown kid. So this is a sentimental pick. I want Quay Russo to get in there and be an impact player. He didn't get a lot of opportunity. Hell, he didn't even play last year. Get him in there. Let him go out there and just get to the quarterback. Let him do what he does the best. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him in action, and I'm excited to see him in action. And I really think he will make an impact if he gets the opportunity. So I'm watching Quay Russo on that defense.
I like the pick. Stephen M., who you got?
The guy I'm looking forward to watching here at center, Parker Brailsford. You came over as a transfer from Washington. You are a highly regarded offensive lineman. You snapping that football, most importantly, but then you blocking and getting these running backs going, getting the protection for Jalen Milroe, but then also you calling out the communication. How well does Parker Brailsford communicate throughout the entire board with this offensive line is concerned? Because if this guy has that whole piece down and everything else that comes with it, this offensive line will win the Joe Moore Award. I mean, Parker Brailsford, he put the weight on this offseason. He went from 275 to 298. Now, Cat, hey, this whole offseason, Parker has had no bad snaps. None. Right. He has snapped the ball beautifully. The guy can do that. He gets that done. My main thing is now, you get out there to Western Kentucky, communicate well, block, handle your business, and let's have this offensive line be a Joe Moore Award group.
Raj, you got somebody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we know about the Germinator. We know about Kendrick Law. We know about Ryan Williams. But I'm interested to see Caleb Odom with his size of 6'5", I think 225. I know he could really, really do some damage with that size in those hands. So I'm interested to see him. Again, not sure how much playing time he's going to get this Saturday or throughout the season. But once he gets on the field, I think he's going to be a star. Can't wait to see him.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, yes, the one that we stole. Apparently,
the one we stole. Yeah,
we stole him.
We stole a kicker. Come on now.
The one that Bama stole apparently, and he's had a great camp too. And I'll say this: special teams may be the biggest weapon for Alabama this season because all of those guys are on scholarship. Burnup's on scholarship. They just put Neil and Hibbett, the long snapper, on scholarship. Of course, Nicholson's on scholarship as well. So that special teams battery of Hibbett, Burnup, and Nicholson, that's going to be good to watch.
Either of y'all have a comment on the CJ Dupree part here?
I think he does. I think he does. I mean, everywhere Kalen DeBoer has been at the tight end has been heavily involved. So, and CJ is very excited about his role in this offense. CJ may get 35 catches, 35, 40 catches this season.
That's good for a tight end. That's huge.
That's what I'm saying.
Kalen DeBoer will utilize a tight end. That CJ is going to be featured a lot in this offense.
I'm gonna tell you what they said. They said Tommy Reese was going to utilize a tight end last year, and he didn't.
Yeah,
he did not. He did not. But
I missed the one we had that left, man. I really liked him last year. I'm not going.
I like Nah Black too, man. I like Nah Black too, man.
Yeah,
Tommy. Once again, man, Tommy was okay, but sometimes you're like, Tommy, what you doing, bro? Like, what you doing? So, DeBoer and Sheridan, this will be a bit better.
Yeah. And Cat's right. He did use him for blocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. I know we got about 10 minutes. JB is going to have to jump out here in a minute. So just wanted to throw the schedule up real quick and kind of look at it. JB, you kind of broke down the Western Kentucky game already kind of for us. But you expect that one to be close in the beginning? You think we pull away late in it? Or just because of what Western Kentucky is going to throw out there?
I think it's going to take us a minute to get going. But once we get going, I think we go on and put up 50 points. And, you know, who knows? They may score a couple touchdowns, but I think we dominate the game. Early on, it could be close, but I think we pull away and dominate.
Yeah. And then, of course, South Florida. We went to South Florida, and you needed a bumper shoot to get through that game last year. But this year,
we needed 2 glasses of Hennessy, man. What you talking about?
I was actually sweating during that game a little bit.
Yeah,
I was too. I said, "There's no way we can lose to them now. Come on."
Man,
I don't see how we.
I got on my phone. Are y'all all right? I was like, no.
I said, "No, I'm nervous." There's no way we're gonna repeat the performance from last year, though. This game can't be close. If it's close again, then we can't be playing them again. Come on,
Raj, we kicking their ass.
All right,
there you go. That's what
enough
I
said.
To hear.
Enough said. Yep.
Going to I thought it would end for sure. Then of course at Wisconsin, bye week, big game against Georgia. I love where that's positioned. Early on, kind of good test, see where both teams are before moving on. It's one of those games like the loser's not in danger or anything. It just kind of tells you more about your team, and especially with the playoffs, you kind of move on from it.
You know what I heard? It reminds me of the Texas game last year, except it's in a better position. We played Texas for the second game last year.
Yeah.
It was kind of too early. We wasn't ready for Texas. But I think with 3 games and a bye week, then Georgia's coming to us, we got to redeem ourselves. We got to be ready for Georgia this time.
Yep.
I'm talking big game. I might actually go to that game, Randy, if you don't price me out of it, though. So, and I agree, Kat. There was a lot more going on behind there. Plus, Reese didn't really want Milroe. You could tell that by the way the season started. So, then at Vandy versus South Carolina at Tennessee. So it's a weird stretch coming in there. Missouri, you get it home. That's a good one, but a sandwich around at Tennessee at LSU. End out with Mercer at Oklahoma, a game Raj and I are going to. And then back home for Auburn. So, JB, like I said, I know you got to get out of here. We want to let you go ahead and give your thoughts first. So, you already predicted the Western Kentucky. What's your record prediction for Alabama looking at this schedule?
Man, I have struggled between 10-2, 11-1, and 12-0. I struggled like the whole off season with it. But I'm going to be realistic here, guys. I'm going to say 10-2. You got to take everything into consideration. New coach coming in. This is really a tough schedule. If you look at it and just how the games are strategically placed, it's probably best for us. Like you said, we got the Georgia game, then we got, we got games just like the home games. If you look at the home games, and you probably can you maybe want to move that Oklahoma game if you could, because they got us right there before the Iron Bowl. So it could be a letdown for us. We got Mercer before we go on the road. I'm looking at that stretch, of course. I ain't looking at Vanderbilt. I'm looking at South Carolina's an early game. It's an early game. It's going to be like 11 o'clock kickoff, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But we can't slip up right there. Got Tennessee on the road. Come back home for homecoming against Missouri. That's a scary game. You play the Tennessee on the road, which I actually think we may lose that game. I think we may lose that Tennessee game. But we come back for homecoming and whoop ass. And then we got an off week. Then we got the LSU, another tough. Then we get a break with Mercer. Oklahoma on the road. I think we lose that one as well. And then we whoop up on Auburn. So that's what my 10-2 is. I got us losing at Tennessee and at Oklahoma.
Okay.
And still making the playoffs.
All right. And Steve, and then after the little break, we're going to go through it with you and kind of get your thoughts on it. So, JB, we couldn't let you out of here though without doing at least one question to death.
Oh yeah.
Tell everybody where you headed and what you're doing. Okay.
All right.
So the work play live that we usually play. Raj added a new element, ditch. So it's who do you want to work with? Who do you want to go out Friday nights with? Who do you want to live next door to as your neighbor? And who, when they call you, do you let it go to voicemail and you get it later?
Damn.
Okay.
So it's four choices.
It's four. Yes,
Yep.
4. Okay.
Yep.
You ready? Herb, Raj, Stephen M, JT.
God damn.
Yep. Come on now.
Why y'all do me like that?
Because it's how we show love on this show.
Oh Lord. Oh man. Go out to dinner with it's on Stephen M because Stephen M gonna pick up the tab, baby.
Big baller, shot caller.
I'm going with Stephen. I'm going with Stephen to dinner. All right. You said work, live, and send in the voicemail.
Yep.
If you want to call it, send it to voicemail. But yeah,
It's
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, send it to voicemail.
He's looking at the clock like, man, I gotta go. I can't answer the rest.
No, hold on, no. Let me work. Let me live with Rod so we can watch the Lakers.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
Lord.
So we
Yes,
can watch the
sir.
Lakers game. Yeah. I'm gonna live with
Yes.
Rod. We watch the Lakers. You know, we lay back chilling. So between Herb and JT now, JT my dog.
Oh man,
JT my dog.
I hear a butt coming.
But I'm gonna let it rain for JT because I'll call him back later and I'll work with Herb.
All right. Ooh, wait till JT finds out you distant.
I'll call him back later, baby. You know what I'm saying?
We'll have to talk later. All right.
Like he might, like if he call me right now, I'm on the show, so I have to call him back when I get off.
So it's fair.
That's how that
That's what
works.
you're saying. It's fair.
Y'all try to get me every time, but I always know how to weasel my way out of this and make it sound good.
We're gonna get you eventually, man.
I know.
All right,
Hey,
then
speaking
tell
of
everybody what you got going on, man, and where you headed at to next, and where we can check you out in a few minutes.
Bro, I got a lot going on. First of all, shout out to the Tartar Tower. I got mine too, baby. You already know.
Yes,
I got
sir.
mine as well. So shouts out to those good people. All right, man. At 9 o'clock, in about another 18 minutes, I'm about to go live on my YouTube channel, Sports Talk with JB. New season of the flagship show. This is my 5th season. 2nd season on YouTube, Sports Talking with JB. Me and my partner DJ Seaway, we about to turn it up once again for the season. We're going to talk all things football, all sports, all the hot topics all season long. And I strategically moved the show to Tuesday nights at 9, so I wouldn't interfere with you guys.
We appreciate
Or
that.
the final whistle or the Bama standard or nothing. You know what I'm saying? We're doing a nightcap style. So for all the people who up 9 until, y'all come on Sports Talk with JB. Check us out, man. We're going to do it real big. Tuesday night. No, this is Tuesday. My bad. Wednesday night, tomorrow. The Black and Gold Show. All my Alabama State Hornets people. Tap in with me, 8 p.m. Central Time, each and every Wednesday. Alabama State football. The show is dedicated to them. I have a big show tomorrow night. I got 2 special guests who were on the 1991 SWAC championship team. I'm going to announce those tomorrow morning. So big show tomorrow. We got the Orange Blossom Classic, Alabama State versus North Carolina Central going on this Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. on ESPN down there in Miami, Florida. The only game that will be on at that time. So everybody will be watching. So big things going, man. Alabama State, Alabama. And you can find me Sunday. Stephen M will be on as well. JT will be on as well. Sunday night, Talking Bama. 7 p.m. on the Bama Standard Network. If you ain't subscribed to it, make sure you do that.
Yep.
And catch me at the game Saturday. I'll be at the game Saturday.
Is JT still coming on even after you send him the voicemail? After you
Yeah, JT, yeah. He the star of that show. I'm the sidekick. I'm the sidekick. But I'll be at the game Saturday, man. So if y'all going to the Bama game, holler at your boy. I'll be there. Stephen M, you gonna be at the game Saturday? I already know you gonna be in the press box.
Man, look, I'll be sliding through the quad, man, with my glasses on. So I'll see you right there, man.
Bring me a plate, man. I need a plate from the press box, man. I know you be up in this.
Look,
I need a plate, bro.
look. I do you something better. Not just a plate. I'm gonna take you around the tailgate, fam, and get you some steaks.
Okay, all right, bet that up. Bet that
Listen,
up.
I
right,
want to be
all
there.
right.
All of a
Bet
sudden,
that
I
up.
want to be there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yes,
catch up
sir.
with you guys later for sure. JB, man, you have a good night, man. We'll catch you in about.
Appreciate
Hey,
you,
man.
man. Have a good night.
Appreciate y'all for having me on anytime, brothers. Anytime.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Peace out.
All right, Stephen, we kind of let him go through the schedule, get his thoughts and everything. So definitely want to give you a chance to kind of give your breakdown of your spin on it.
Man,
or anything you
good
agreed or
God,
disagreed
man.
with.
Whew. Western Kentucky, I feel like Alabama will come out there, handle business there. I think Bama gives up 10 points, but they'll take care of Western Kentucky. After that horrible camera angle at South Florida last year, we definitely gonna kill them this year. So we'll take care of South Florida. Wisconsin will be a nice test, first road game, but I think that Wisconsin will be handled as well. I see one loss. I see 11-1. The one loss here on the schedule that I do see is that Oklahoma game on the 23rd. That's just a tricky game to me. I mean, you
Really?
go. That's
Wow.
That's a tricky game to be going to Norman. That's going to be kind of a wild environment. You got Brent Venables, who did a lot in the transfer portal. Now, I think they probably have finally found the quarterback. If there is a loss, that's the one right there. I think we handle Nico Iamaleava. I think Bama handles Nico. I think they handle Tennessee. Georgia, everybody's going to be so focused for that game. So I think they're going to be focused enough to take care of Georgia and Kirby Smart. And so, and then also Missouri, even though where the Missouri game is kind of tough there, that's still homecoming. That's the week of Kalen DeBoer's birthday. That's also the week of Nick Saban's birthday. Pretty much, they're not trying to have a loss on their birthday week. So I think Alabama takes care of Missouri. So I look at that Oklahoma game.
Yeah.
As a potential, as the loss right there.
Interesting that you went there. So my record prediction always ends up at 10-2, right? Yeah. I'm never gonna tell you a game that I think we're gonna lose because I'm just never gonna say that. You know, if you're like, hey, which two? I'll go, I don't know, Vanderbilt and South Carolina. Like, I don't like picking us to lose any game, right? If you listen to me every week, I'm gonna predict us to win every game. But 10-2 is kind of where I grade out. But if you ask me to put them kind of in order of like which games, you know, Georgia would have been first, maybe at LSU second, maybe at Tennessee third. At Oklahoma would have been maybe my fourth on this list. So that's why I think that your 11-1 with them as yours is an interesting one. Raj, I don't know if you want to chime in where you were thinking.
You kind of hit it on the head. I'm kind of at 10-2 as well.
Wait, did you just say I was right? Is that?
I know I said you hit it on the head. I didn't say you were right. No, don't I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Raj said, hold up there, partner. Hold up.
Yeah, hold on now. I'm gonna go with 10-2. If we were to lose, 2 games, hypothetically speaking, I would say maybe the Georgia one. It just depends on how we're looking in that 4th game of the season. I feel like offensively we can give them fits if the offense is as good as it's going to be hyped up to be. I know we had Bama B on last year, and he made a good point regarding the Tennessee game. Our defense kind of caters to combating Nico and the Tennessee offense with all the cornerbacks we're going to have on the field and such. So I feel a little better about that game. The LSU game, I'm still 50-50 about because it's a road game. We're going to LSU. Offensively, We're going to have the better offense. I think we're going to have the better defense. But we should be able to handle both of those. I don't know what to say about Oklahoma because I don't know how good Jackson Arnold is supposed to be. I know
they're hyped about him. Yeah,
they're hyped about him. They're hyped about him. I've got to see him play a few games, see him in action. But somewhere in there, maybe the LSU Tennessee game, we drop one of those. So 10-2, 11-1 at best. But I think we're still going to have a pretty tubular season and right on into the playoffs.
Yeah. I think there's like 0% chance of going undefeated anymore, and that's not.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Everybody's kind of catching up. Oh, by the way, Randy, nobody believes this one at all.
Yeah,
I feel like they are probably rated, and if they went like a 10-2, that's just because they're scheduled. They have a lot of
Yeah,
tougher road
yeah.
games. Is what
At Texas,
but I
at
still
Alabama,
think
yeah.
yeah. But I still think they're head and shoulders against most of those teams. So one of these. So this is an excellent point. I actually read. I think it was a CBS article where they were posting, and they had like 5 SEC teams at 10-2.
Yeah.
I think what's happened in with when they expanded is that a lot of the teams are missing each other now. Like, we don't play Ole Miss anymore. So, or at least I'm sorry, this year. So there's a path to a lot of the top teams going 10-2, and just because of what their schedule is. But I 1000% agree with you. I think their 10-2 seems to be the most guessed at schedule grade. So, which makes me sound even worse though. So, Steven, if you had to pick, this kind of may be on the spot, how many playoff teams do you think the SEC gets?
Whoo-wee. The SEC is so talented this year. I go 5.
Really?
Oh, wow.
I go 5.
Almost half.
I mean,
who you got then?
Okay, so you would have to look at Bama gets in there. I think Bama gets in there. I think Georgia gets in there. I think Ole Miss gets in there. Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss.
Texas
Gets in there. Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, Mizzou.
Is that because of Mizzou's schedule? And I know we don't have a pull up. I'd have to take a look at that. But let me see. Who is Missouri playing this year other than Magic. Let's see. So we got Murray State, Buffalo. Okay, I could see them having maybe 10-2 as well, to be honest with you. The Alabama game and maybe well, I don't know about the at A&M. That could get tricky.
Right.
That could get tricky.
When I did their schedule, I think I had Missouri. I think I picked 10-2, losing at Texas A&M and at Alabama.
Yeah,
getting
I can see that
at home helps. And look at the last part of the schedule: South
Carolina, Mississippi State, and Arkansas. Yeah,
I mean, you got to think they're 4-0 before going to Texas A&M. If you get past that, you got UMass, you got Auburn at home. I mean, 11-1 is not off the table for Mizzou having only played Alabama. So
unless Vanderbilt has a really good season,
one can only hope.
Where's the Crickets music? That's what I need. Like, I'm gonna let you repeat that, and then I'm just gonna go find that. And I remember when Vanderbilt trash talked us and how well that went.
Oh, yeah. But could you imagine if the SEC actually got 5 teams in? Social media would just go absolutely bananas.
You know what? Goodness. You know what? They'd be like, it's the BCS all over again.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll cap at 4.
That's what I was thinking
but
too.
There's going to be a lot of argument. So I don't know if you've looked at the other conferences. How many do you think the Big Ten gets in? Anybody have any guesses with that one then?
I would go Oregon, Ohio State. I would say maybe 3: Oregon, Ohio State, and
I think Penn State missed a lot of those people. I think we had. Well, I don't know. Depends on what you thought about Penn State, because we had anywhere from like 11-1 to like
9-3 or 8-4.
Yeah. So depending, but they didn't play a lot of tough people.
I would say 3 out of the Big Ten. I don't know who the third is. I don't know. I don't know if I want to say Michigan or not.
Jokers got gutted.
Man, and that Netflix documentary actually came out today. I have not seen it yet. I'm gonna try to catch it sometime this week before the season starts.
What's it called? Sign Stealing?
It's Untold, yeah, but I think it's called Sign Stealing, which is hilarious. But I don't know, interested to see that. So
okay. And are we thinking one from the Big 12, one from the ACC? Or are you guys giving them more?
It ain't gonna be Florida State.
Probably Georgia Tech.
Yeah. And Randy, when you say that, are you going just Oregon, Ohio State, and just kind of jettisoning everyone else? And
gotta be
from the Big 12. Oklahoma State
wins it.
Who?
Oklahoma State, maybe Big 12.
Well, I'm thinking Utah wins the conference.
Okay.
I feel like when it comes to losses, they're just gonna kind of cannibalize themselves though, and just beat each other up. So
Okay,
I don't
Randy
know.
did say yeah. So
I'm still hanging tough with my West Virginia. Let's go burn couches, baby. Come on, Mountaineers. Do something. do something, West Virginia.
Yeah. So where did you yeah, Randy, this just because we had them on there and we looked at their schedule, the schedule's not that tough. That's why I think they're like a perennial, we're a top 10 team who can't beat any of the best teams, and now they don't have to play them all. So I think that's what helps them out going into this year. So that's why I think they make it. All right, so Steven, where'd you end up at? 11, you said 11-1, 10-2 is your official prediction for the year?
Yeah, I got
11-1.
11-1
with them.
I got 11-1.
Okay. All right. We're about time to round down, and we definitely want to end up so we can all flip over to watch JB. So, we'll throw some softball questions in here this week.
All right, let's go.
First one: if you weren't a Bama fan, who are your next 5 teams in order that you could actually root for if the unthinkable happened?
Okay.
Randy, I would be there for this.
So if I was not a Bama fan, the 5 teams I could actually root for?
Yep.
Okay, I could actually root for Texas.
Really?
Yeah. I like Sarkisian for some odd reason.
Yeah.
I could actually root for USC because I grew up a huge fan of Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, Pete Carroll at one point in time. I could actually root for Virginia Tech. I was born close to Blacksburg, Lane Stadium. Grew up with Tech fans. I would vote for I would root for Tech. That's 3. Number 4, this is going to be weird, but I would actually root for the University of Miami. I like the Hurricanes. I would root for the University of Miami.
I did not see that one coming.
Number 5. This is going to sound completely out of left field, but y'all know me. There are times where I can come completely out of left field. I would actually seriously root for Georgia Tech.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he picked that one because of what just happened.
Yeah. No, I actually do like the Rambling Rector.
I like it. Raj, did you have one?
I do. I got an interesting one. All right. So next year, we know SEC Media Days is going to be back in the A. So, Stephen A., let's just say Bama Standard comes to you and says, hey, for SEC Media Days, we're going to give you the royal treatment. They're going to fly you out there on a private jet.
Dang.
They're going to have you security out there. And you're going to have a point person. Somebody who's going to make, hey, Stephen, we got to be here. They're going to have your schedule ready. They're going to make sure you dress up, do whatever the case may be. Those 3 people. Out of these 3 names, you got to figure out who you want flying the private jet.
Okay.
Who do you want to be head of security?
Okay.
And who is your point person? Again, your point person, like, hey, we got your schedule on time. Here you go, Mr. Smith, blah, 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 etc.
Yeah.
3 people.
Yeah.
Quinnen Williams.
Okay.
Reuben Foster.
Okay.
And Jonathan Allen.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? So, okay.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Who's security? And
okay.
who's flying the jet?
Okay, here we go. I trust Q for the jet. Q gonna fly the plane. I trust Quinnen.
I would trust Jonathan Allen to fly the plane.
No. Q.
I saw enough interviews to where I wouldn't let Q fly the plane.
No. Seriously, the dude's actually legitimately smart though. So Q will fly the plane. Q will fly the plane. My point person would be Jonathan Allen.
Yeah,
because
I figured
he's structured, he's scheduled, here it is, here that. He's structured like that. My security's Reuben. Yeah. Reuben got security for me. Security is Reuben.
Ain't nobody getting past Reuben and them.
No,
that's it.
Yeah, you'd be safe.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, we're about to get out of here, man. What you got coming up next? What are we looking for? And where are you signing autographs at on Saturday?
Man, well the people can find me putting out these articles here at touchdownalabama.com. They can find me there, touchdownalabama.com, where the articles are. Tomorrow, you can actually find me on the University of Alabama campus. We got assistant coaches tomorrow that we'll be talking to, interviewing with. It'll be the last media day thing before the first game Saturday. Y'all can catch me on the quad Y'all can catch me at the Walk of Champions. Y'all can catch me getting this credential and proceeding to the press box to cover this first game of the season of the Kalen DeBoer era, in which I'm excited about. The coaching staff is where it needs to be. I like this offense. I like this defense. It's now time to see it all be put together there on the field. So that's what I'm the most excited about, watching this whole thing come together.
Agreed. I forgot about this one thing because I got caught up in this. So we got a quick 47-second clip for you. Courtesy of Big Mike. We got to show it to you because, of course, it's Big Mike's birthday. He's going to put these together every week. I will remember to put them in the middle of the show from now on so we don't run over. But here we go. A little getaway from Big Mike about our next opponent.
What's up, everybody? It's Big Mike here with this week's edition of Bama's Opponent Fun Fact. This week's opponent, the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Have you ever really looked at the Hilltoppers mascot and wondered, what is that? Well, if so, you're not alone. Big Red is defined as simply a red, furry, blob-like mascot. Big Red was created by Western Kentucky student Ralph Carey and debuted back in 1979 at a basketball game. While his original idea had a bear wearing a sweater with a W on it, Carey wanted the WK mascot to be as original as possible, so he decided against using any known animal or entity, thus giving him the idea for Big Red. And that's this week's Bama's Opponent's Fun Fact. Roll Tide.
I also feel like there was a little bit of drugs involved in that whole thing, too. But Mike, we appreciate you, man. I apologize for forgetting that.
Somebody was doing some coke, man.
Somebody was doing some coke. I mean, which, that was fine. So
yeah.
I mean, wow. Fun fact there. Appreciate Big Mike for that.
Appreciate it, Big Mike. Didn't know that. Learn something new every day.
Yep. Agreed, Kat. All right, everybody. We appreciate you, Stephen M. Obviously, man, appreciate you coming in, breaking us down for the season. That was it was definitely something.
On something.
We will definitely catch up with you more as the season goes, man, and hope for a great season, man. So,
absolutely, man. Oh, this is cool, man. I enjoy this.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Everybody, y'all have a wonderful week. We've got a couple videos coming out for you as well with our college picks, and then Bama versus the World, Western Kentucky version, and we will see you back here next week. Everyone have a wonderful week, and roll tide.
Roll tide.
Roll on.